Hey, what is up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7 update 1.34. So we got 3 brand new cars with this update and I'm here to give you my initial impressions on each of them, showing you the price and if they're really worth it. Overall, this is a rather cheap update, costing around about 800 to 900,000 credits for all 3 of the cars. However, it's still not exactly pocket change, so let's see if these are worth it and worth your time to go ahead and collect. So let's get into the first car. This is the Maverick. This is a GAC Maverick, the Green Ends Auto Company. Obviously the SEMA winner from 2018. It's a custom one-off, does around about 200 plus miles per hour and is kicking out 1200 brake horsepower. So it's not exactly a slouch. Now I've tested this in the dry and in the wet. In the wet it's a bit of a handful. However, in the dry it is much more fun and a very, very good car to drive. Well, surprisingly good actually. So if you head over to America in the brand center, you'll probably notice that the Green Inn Auto Company now has its own section. It has a single part and that is the GAC Maverick, coming in for 300,000 credits, and as you can see the specs on this thing are, well, rather quite good. 660.37 pp total, 1200 brake horsepower and a 7-litre engine. So what is this thing like? Well, in all honesty, it is definitely better than I thought it was going to be. It's surprisingly good handling wise to say it's got all of that horsepower, and I can definitely see this following in the footsteps of something like the Roadster Shop Rampage, having an engine swap that goes in a bunch of other cars. It really is a bit of a different beast. So would I say it's worth the 300,000 credits that you're going to have to pay to get this thing? In all honesty, yes. I don't think that's really a bad price for such a unique car. In all honesty, I didn't think we'd ever get anything like this again. A lot of the SEMA cars seem to kind of get cut, especially the GT award winners, mainly because of kind of, you know, I guess licensing over some of the parts that they have. So to be honest, to see this car in the game is, you know, not only surprising and it's, well, good. So to be honest, I really cannot complain. For 300,000 credits, it's definitely worth a shot. Again, I think it's going to be one of those cars that will probably have its engine in a bunch of other cars in the next few updates, just like the Roadster Shop Rampage did from, I believe, like May or June of last year. So definitely one to watch, definitely one to pick up and try. I think for 300,000 credits, you really cannot go wrong with this one. So let's jump into the next car, and as much as I love the R32 GTR, I just have to say this is perhaps the most disappointing of the bunch. That's not to take away from the car. Overall, it is a fantastic machine. However, it just feels a little bit too samey to this standard R32 GTR that we already have in the game. Yes, it's cool having the Nismo edition, but it just doesn't differentiate itself enough to really be worth the price it's, you know, asking for. This is actually the most expensive car in the entire update, and I just cannot say that it's really worth the 400,000 credits if you already own the original. So yeah, there's the price tag, there's the performance points. This one that you'll have currently will come with around about 17,000 miles on it. Obviously it comes in the used car dealer, not the Legends. I don't know why it kind of said that in the notes. Both of the other 2 cars of this update actually come in the USD, not the the used car dealer, not the Legends dealer. So yeah, bit strange that one. So this is one of those cars that I've tried once. I've got a bit of tuning done to it, and in all honesty, as much as I absolutely love it and I can see it being a great tuning platform, I certainly think if you have the original GTR, yeah, you don't really have to worry too much about this one. It's kind of more for the GTR enthusiasts. For me, it was a definite buy, but in all honesty, after testing it out, trying it, and kind of playing around with some of the tuning, yeah, it's just not different enough. It is a very cool car, obviously homologation special. I believe like 500 of these were made maximum, just kind of for racing, kind of making the road production version. Yes, it does look a bit more, I guess, aggressive than the original. I really do like the front end and the front bumper and the looks and stuff, but again, like I said, in terms of just the way it feels and the performance wise, I wouldn't say it differentiates itself, you know, enough really to kind of be worth 400,000 credits on its own. So if you're going to overlook any of these cars of this update, I'd honestly say this is probably the one to overlook. However, if you're a JDM enthusiast or you just absolutely love GTRs like myself, then yeah, pick it up. There's nothing wrong with going ahead and getting it. 400,000 credits, it's not really too expensive. I'd just certainly say it's maybe a little bit expensive for a car that just doesn't differentiate itself enough. It does feel a bit like a copy-paste job. That's not to take away from the car itself. It is a fantastic car. It just seems a little bit kind of, I guess, falling short because of the other two cars that are in this update. And the final car of the update, and to be quite honest, my absolute favourite of the bunch, just because how cool this car is. This is the Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint Veloce 1967. Now, this is a little bit different from the one that has been in previous GT titles. It does retain its steel and such. However, with a few custom mods, as you can see, you can turn it into that classic touring car that it really is. It is a fantastic machine. It's visually absolutely stunning to see it in all this detail. And for that alone, I would say it's absolutely worth it. And it is the cheapest car of the update. So coming in at 180,000 credits, while it might seem a lot for the performance you're getting, which is not really too much at 104 brake horsepower and a 1.6 litre engine, in all honesty, it's not really mind-blowing, weighing just over a ton. This one will come with around about 9,000 miles on it, so not too much. But yeah, to be honest, it's a fairly cheap car from a game perspective, I guess. But overall, this is definitely my favourite of the bunch. No, it's not going to be winning any records for its top speed or really anything, but it's certainly a cool car, and those custom options to turn it into the classic period correct touring car is certainly something I absolutely adore about this thing. And in my opinion, this is definitely the best car and the standout of the bunch. As much as the Maverick surprised me, I was definitely excited for this one coming to the game, and anyone else that absolutely loves an Alfa or just knows the motorsport history are probably going to want to turn this thing into that classic touring car, and you're well within your rights to. It is a fantastic little machine. This will probably be one of those cars that I'll just jump into a custom lobby with, or jump online and just have a bit of fun with friends and just enjoy driving it. It really does drive quite well. It really does kind of give you that go-kart feeling once you've kind of got the upgrades on and kind of up the engine and stuff. It is a fantastic little machine, and I fully recommend this one. In my honest opinion, this is the best of the bunch and one of the better cars that we've been given this year, period, for Gran Turismo 7 updates. So there we have it. That is my initial opinions and reaction on all three of the new cars that have come to Gran Turismo 7 with update 1.34. Whilst at first I was kind of sat in the disappointed category when I seen that these was announced, in all honesty, after actually driving them, they are much better than I originally thought, especially the Alfa. I mean, that was one that I was excited for. So to be quite honest, for that one to live up to my expectations, I'm glad it's in the game. The Maverick definitely surprising, much better than I actually thought it would be. I thought it'd be a bit of a kind of show car and not really usable, but it definitely does feel much better than I expected to actually drive. The Nissan GTR, well, it's a Nismo GTR, it's an R32, it's my favourite generation of Skyline, but in all honesty, it just doesn't feel different enough from a driving perspective. But overall, these are much better than I expected. I cannot complain about any of them. It's a fairly cheap update, and well, if you're into collecting your cars, then you're probably going to want to pick all these up. So overall, I would definitely say this is a surprisingly good bunch of cars. That is going to be it for this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Turn those notifications on so you don't miss an upload from me. I upload GT7 and motorsport content each and every day for your viewing pleasure. Thank you so much for watching. My Discord, my Twitter and all that will be in the description down below. I'll see you later on, guys. Peace.